To all the party people in the place to be, we hope you're doing well on this fine day, evening, night, morning, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are in this world. We hope that you're happy. We are jumping into Parcel Simulator. I thought we'd check out the new patch that dropped. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump into the first playthrough, and we're just gonna process a day. I don't even know where this thing is left off at and what state it's in, but I figure we'll run a day just to see the bridges and like what kind of effect this update is gonna have on these bridges. It is Thursday. In game, it's truck and train. So let's just make. We never even finished painting in here. I can still see blue on the air routine. So boat is paused. I didn't even check airplane. Airplane is paused. Yes, okay. And then we're not using the rack over here in this build. Well, we were using it and then we stopped using it. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up and start for the day. And the funny thing is with this build, we did our best to eliminate as many bridges as possible. So like I think over here we don't have any bridges, right? Yeah, because we went to the thrower. So we went with thrower instead of bridge right there. And then all of those are storage racks, and then we just have the one bridge on the positive route. So I don't know. We may not be able to get to see it in this build. Looks like there's a couple things here. So that's not bad. It is interesting that it's causing a little bit of an extra slowdown over here. Like now, because they come over that bridge so much faster, there's pausing here at this sorter that we didn't used to have because of the bridge delay. But other than that, not really seeing a big change. Yeah, because we got rid of most of the bridges in this build, and we're taking advantage of the throwers. Still got issues on that air routine. Now, it's starting to come back to me now. This build is. It's starting to come back to me. So for those of you guys that joined the channel late, before, you know, maybe you joined and started watching during the second playthrough. So this is the first playthrough that we did, and what we did is every entrance bay comes down here and we're scanning by entrance bay. So there's 5 scanning routines. And then once we scan everything, the errors run out to the air bays, and then we sort everything. And so truck and train, for 2 of them go to the left, the other 2 it goes to the right. All the boats go to the blue racks, all of the airplanes go to the green racks. And yeah, that's pretty much how it works. So it just sorts everything together after scanning. So we get off the truck, we scan, we sort, and you know, it goes either into a queue for the right day, or it goes down the chute to get out of here. So it is nice to see packages going over the bridge, and then now that one's going, that one's going. So not bad, not bad. Because we eliminated so many bridges out of this, just doesn't seem like it's the update gives us much. I mean, we got 4 packages on that bridge now, so it opens up a little more room there, but we're trading off with now they're getting over the bridge faster. So after the bridge is over, now we're getting a little bit of a slowdown there. It's interesting that this one row is constantly backed up, but that row is not, this one is not, that one is not, and that one is not. So it's almost like this one truck is providing more valid packages through the scanners, and it's almost like these other guys are getting more errors. Like, look at this dude, man. He's got nothing coming off in green, nothing on red. Like, he ain't got a lot going on at all. And then, are we backed up on the trucks? I don't think so. Like, once we put these, like, once we put the buffer racks in, we no longer get backed up off the trucks. Yeah, I'm not seeing any backup there. Let's check these other two rows. It's getting ready to be 2 o'clock. Let's see, are these guys backed up on the truck? No, because that's that gap there. This guy's just gonna come off clean. Yep, he comes off clean. That guy came off clean. That guy comes off clean. Just trying to refresh myself with how we did this, because I think I'm gonna modify. I haven't seen a lot of comments on you guys wanted me to blow it up and start over or whatever. Just a couple people commented, and they both agreed that, hey, like, go to that 3-phase approach and like pull everything off the trucks as fast as possible. So I think we're gonna try to do that. So this looks fine. We're getting everything off the truck there. Check this guy. It looks like everything's coming off the trucks clean. You know, and they're getting sorted and thrown on the racks fast enough that we are not impeding the trucks. And then this guy has the least amount of conveyor. So this guy's always been the tightest, but it seems to get everything off the truck fast enough. So, you know, gotta like that. Cool. 3 o'clock. Yeah, so overall, I mean, this build was pretty solid. You know, once we got the throwers in there, you know, we eliminated bridges, and then this guy got pretty efficient. This was the build we set the record on. I think our record was like, what, 1,225 packages or something like that in a day. I think so. So yeah, this is I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that not only is this build fine with the bridge update, but that we can't really see a difference in it, in the processing. All right, it should be the last set of trucks right here. And then we just got to process through the backlog. All right, 5 o'clock. All right, so we just got to get packages off of the storage racks. bad for a Thursday. All right, so we got everything off of the racks now, except for over there. We've got a few. But it looks like these 3 are good to go. And that guy's good to go, so we're just waiting on that 1 box up there. All right, everything is off the racks. Alright, so these 2 rows are done scanning. The row I'm standing on is done scanning. And it looks like that row is done scanning, and it's just the last row and the last package aired out on that row. Okay, so we go into sorting. Looks like all the sorting is done. Yeah, there's nothing sorting. Everything is just routing. That's a boat going where it needs to go. Train, okay. So let's drop the train down. There's 2 packages. Drop it down, and then we got 15 on the truck. Then we got the air. It's gonna be what, 14, 15. All right, and we'll drop the air down. And then our boats were paused, so we're good to go there. Our airplanes were paused, we're good to go there. Let's get this air routine done. That just had 1. And then we'll get this truck and train guy over here. Throw him down. And yeah, so 778 packages on a Thursday. So that's truck and train and air that went down. And 87,000, so not bad. All right, so not surprised on the first build through the first playthrough. Not surprised. Everything went good there. Didn't really visibly see any changes with that build. So let's come to our second playthrough and see if we can see some visible improvements with the bridges on this design. So we are, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Oh yeah, that's right. Today is Friday, and we turned on airplane, and we let airplane empty out of the rows because we were going to tear all this down potentially based on comments. So that's why it's 9 in the morning and we already dropped 64 packages. Okay, let's go ahead and start this up because everything's ready. That's green. And that's green, which is fine. That's red, which is fine. And then everything over here is green except for boat. That's fine. And boat has a little bit of room before we have to add additional thingies, storage racks. So yeah, let's get up here and watch these bridges and see if anything happens. I guess potentially we could create new problems at mergers since the bridges are going to send packages over faster. We may run into more issues with merging than what we saw before. Now let's go over here where we can see all the truck bays. Okay. So far, so good, but we've only been at it for an hour. Like I said, usually it's lunchtime, 2 p.m. is like where you start running into issues from a volume standpoint. So far, so good. I mean, we got a lot of packages coming over that bridge. And it's, like I said, it's just a merging issue at this point. What's going on over here? Those guys are fine. That guy's definitely fine. Doors are still pretty close to being in sync. Of course, the minute I say that, they're out of sync by a little bit. Yeah, that door in the middle, look at that. That's already backed up. Coming off the truck. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking we just need to kind of scrap this idea and try again. Yeah, it's just not clearing enough spaces fast enough. Okay. So it's still got issues coming off the trucks, but from a bridge standpoint, not really seeing any issues. Like, as I look across, I mean, this guy's got a ton of packages coming in to scan for truck. Like, that's gonna start backing up in a second. But I don't think that has anything to do with the update. I think it's just that's part of the RNG that apparently we're getting a ton of truck packages today. Because now after that guy, look, there's nobody behind him now. Okay, here comes one guy. So yeah, must just hit a part of the day where there's a lot of truck all at once. Train is steady flow coming in. Thing looks good over there. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And the package throwing over there is still working good. It looks like we're backed up coming off of that truck. And I think that's where we ended on the last video, now that I remember, is I think we're just gonna have to do buffer racks. If you noticed in the previous build, we had buffer racks to get everything off of the truck faster. So every bay coming in had 2 racks to take out the packages. So I think maybe at a minimum we got to do that. And then that's going to help get everything off the truck faster. And then we'll kind of go into, like I said, I think I'm kind of just leaning towards that 3-phase approach. You know, get it all off the truck, stack it and rack it, and then sort it and scan it. Kind of like that idea. Yeah. Not seeing a lot of problem on bridges, honestly. You know, a lot of activity, a lot of boxes moving. Not a lot going on with the bridges. You know, that air routine is backed up, you know. But this is not because of a bridge. It's just volume. And then we're still backed up getting off the trucks. Yeah, now I got a bunch of those packages going over, and they're just doing their thing, man. So I mean, I can see right here that that bridge is moving faster, and like that guy would normally have to wait right there until that guy cleared, but he's just trucking along. So can see some of the benefits from the update. I don't see that it has that significant of an impact based off of this particular design right here. You know, now we're paused on that bridge because we're getting so many trucks. So that's, you know, we're gonna be able to stack up 4 there versus waiting at the bottom. So I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of a benefit that you can see with this design with that update, but not anything to really write home about and be like, you know, oh my god, this was amazing. Like, you know, when they gave us the update where we could make it come off the trucks faster, that was an amazing update. And you could really tell that more packages were coming at you, and it kind of turned up the chaos notch a little bit. This just feels like this is what it should have been like from the beginning. Like the game should have shipped with bridges behaving like this, so it just doesn't come off as impactful, in my opinion. But still good. I'm glad we have it. I'm glad they worked it out. It's a huge update for the game. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be negative about it or poo-poo on it or anything like that. Like, I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they did it when they did it. Excited to use it, and, you know, not to be so shy about bridges now, right? We weren't that shy in this particular build, but, you know, when we watched the first build earlier, you know, we hardly had any bridges. We used way more throwers. Like, the only throwers that we're using here is the one right there that throws it out the air routine. You know, the other build we had, what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 throwers, I think, which, you know, should have been bridges, but we didn't want to do bridges because it was just, they're so slow. All right, so everything is off the trucks. Everything is sorted. Everything is scanned, and now it's just things got to go home. Okay, so let's go over here. And we don't have any airplanes coming, so we will pause this. And we will send the airplane down for an extra 2. And then the other thing I will say is this build lags more. Like, I'm getting way more lag in this guy than I did in the other guy. All right, 12 train. Train I need to pause because tomorrow is Saturday. Yep. All right, so we pause train. And then we will send these guys down. And this guy will go down. And then boat was correctly paused. And then airplane, we pause. Sending down 13. And then the airs are also 13. Then we will pause train on this side. Send down another 10. So that's not bad. I mean, for a Friday, you know, we started off with 64. It was 64 pure airplane. So if we deduct that from the total, we're at 114. Sorry, where did I get 100 from? We are at 814 packages, not counting those initial 64 airplanes. So 800 packages on a Friday, like, it's not bad. Not bad at all. So yeah, I mean, that's the update. You know, we're gonna end the video here. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to run 98,000, man. We did more money here than the other one, but I think we had more packages too, though. But yeah, that's gonna end the video here. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of run through each playthrough with the new patch install just to see, you know, if we spotted anything or did anything, and obviously we didn't. I mean, you know, both builds managed it fine. I think, you know, getting over the bridges was probably more efficient in both builds, but in terms of total impact to the automation process, didn't feel like it made that big of a difference, at least not the way, you know, we have these builds, right? And the first one, like I said, we took out most of the bridges because they were causing problems. So I guess the real test in that one is if we put the bridges back. So if we take the throwers away, we put the bridges in place. Does it now work with bridges and we don't need to use the throwers? I guess that would be a true test of the new patch. Or do we put the bridge in and it's better, but we still need a thrower because the bridge is still too slow? That would probably the better test. But yeah, so we ran through everything and checked it out. And yeah, tomorrow, as it stands right now, we will you know, tear all this down in this build and try to do something different and see if that works better and if that's more efficient. And we will continue on for, you know, a few more days to get this guy ironed out on this playthrough. But yeah, thank you guys for checking in, joining the series. If you're enjoying it, give it a thumbs up. Drop anything you need in the comments below. I try to read all the comments and answer as many as I can. And yeah, we will see everybody in the next one. Peace out.